On the engaged story, I'll start with the end of the engaged story, which I said, love is old school, love is funky, love is not going to bed angry, love is having honest conversations, love is Mike. My unconditional love story is, I miss Mike every day, but I miss him knowing that my relationship with him was just not about us. It was about impacting other people. Of course, I remember during the time we were preparing to lay him to rest, some lady came, we had a church service at home, and she said, "Betty, you don't know me, but I've been following you on Facebook, I follow your posts, and I just want to tell you, you've touched me in a way that I cannot explain, and I'm here just to condole." I opened the door, put my procurement goods that I'd bought and in my boot, open the driver's seat, and as usual, you put one leg in, and as you're fumbling, putting the next leg, you're looking for the keys and all that. One leg is usually out. If I don't know whether you noticed, I've noticed, yeah. So my leg was out, and this guy just comes and says, "Hi, I think you're very attractive." I said, "Really? Have you seen me on a Saturday night?" But, here I was in my parties and my Sunday church dress. And I said, "Hey, okay, this is refreshing. Who is this? Who can just come and talk to me like that?" But then he was confident, and he said, "I saw you in the shop, and I got intrigued by you. You speak so well. You spoke so well to that lady behind the counter. You are polite, yet articulate. And it's very rare to meet people who speak like you. So I got intrigued, and I followed you. And my name is Mike Anderson. I don't drink, but I'd like to buy you a cup of coffee and get to know you better." Now you can imagine in those days, I would, you're dating somebody and somebody tells you in the morning, "We're going out tonight." But Mike told me the day before, which means he gave me time to reflect and know what I was going to wear, how I was going to, took time. So we went on our first date, and we spoke for 3 hours. And he followed me home in his car, driving behind me to make sure I got home at 6:30 p.m. So, but, yeah, at 6:30 p.m., to make sure I got home. But I also think he wanted to know where I lived anyway, but I've been, there you are. I'll fast forward a little bit. We dated. Mike was this kind of guy who was not shy of showing that he loved me or that he had a girlfriend, We, no pun intended on the men. Sometimes men don't want to hold your hand, or they hold it and they're hiding it, Mike was proud of his girlfriend or his wife-to-be, in the sense that even when we are walking in the mall and he meets somebody, before that person even talks, he says, "Have you met my girlfriend? This is Betty. Have you met Betty?" But before, you're standing there, somebody has met their friend, and you're just there. Okay, this is awkward. Do I get into the shop? What do I do? We were at cafe, and the waitress was taking long to come. Then he says, "Honey, I need to tell you something." So I said, "Huh? Are you you can't be pregnant." But yeah, those are jokes between us. So I'm like, "What is it?" And he said, "I was diagnosed with early signs of Parkinson's in 2014. So, and I'll tell you my response was, because I remember, my words were, 'It is what it is.' Because that was our second date, and I already found that this guy was special. And of course, I said the only condition is I want to be part of the journey. So when you're going to the doctors, we are going with you. I am allowed to speak to the doctors can consult me, and because there's no point of me knowing about something that I'm not part of. So there we go." And he said, "For sure." Anyway, we did get married, started a life together. COVID happened, 2020, because that was 1 year into our marriage. And of course, as if those who know about Parkinson's is a progressive disease. It doesn't, we're all going to die one day, but you watch it happening. So as the progression happened, I think my love for Mike became more, because in that taking care of him, I could see his love for me, because he was, when you're presented with somebody with that condition, they become stubborn, acceptance is difficult, but because his love for me and my love for him, he was brave, he was courageous, he took his medication, he ate his meals, he did his exercises, he loved me, he gave me my Sunday foot rubs, he still used to honey me. And so it's a difficult, people would say, how do you manage? I said, it's because of him. It's because of how we love each other. To me, that was God. In the way that Mike was brought to me, Mike came into my life, that I was in his life at the time that God knew he needed me. I've learned that sometimes we just have to soften ourselves. Somebody said something about being vulnerable. I think vulnerability is courageous, but I think we just have to soften ourselves to allow that person to come in. God gives us so much love, but we keep it. We give it to pets, we give it to shoes, to hair, but there's somebody out there who's just saying, I wish I can find someone to just love me without any condition. So on the day, 22nd of September, one of the alumni of Brides for Life, or Wives for Life, I posted there on that nice wall of ours saying, pray for Mike. And one of the alumni called me and she just said, you don't know me, we're on the same WhatsApp group, but I feel I need to pray for you now. So I said prayer, but I can see my husband, he's giving me his morning kiss, but I can see him a bit in distress. And she said a prayer, I wasn't paying attention, but she said, when she said amen, don't you respond, you say amen. And when I said amen, Mike took his last. He rested. What a way to go. To go knowing that you're loved, to go with an amen, and to go knowing that you have left the one you love okay, that she has assured you she's fine. Now, can you imagine if I lost out on all this experience? So I'm here because of Mike. I'm here because Mike loved me and I love him. The way things happened with Mike, I feel that it happened because I'm supposed to share this experience with somebody. Now, through Mike, of course, I told you about Parkinson's. I joined a support group. We all need support groups. And I joined the support group and I was sharing with them just tips. I'm not a doctor, but because I've been reading about it and I can see Mike's experience of saying, so if your dad is like this, do this. Or if your wife is like this, try this. And one of the ladies one day called me. She's a Nigerian girl, and she said, Betty, I'm sending you an email. I've nominated you to join the Roche. You know the Roche big pharma? So they're doing clinical trials on Parkinson's. I say, I'm nominating you to join the Global Patient Council for Roche. And I said, I'm not a doctor. I said, but you're positive, you're a positive vibe, you share very practical things. So imagine if I hadn't met Mike, I would not be able to contribute to help somebody who has a parent or a sister or a mother or a husband or a wife who's got Parkinson's. When you show love towards those people around you in your life, it's an extension or expression of the same love God has shown to you. How good does it feel to keep that love chain going? How good is that? You love because you are loved and you're expressing God's love to other people.